Welcome back, guys, to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the trailer for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and going over his full complete kit breakdown prior to his release, and then we will obviously be doing a showcase for him when he comes out and going deeper into what he can provide. But we're going to do a general overview here, going over his trailer. He did look pretty strong just coming off of the trailer that we saw in the dev video, but let's see here. He does have a transformation, so he does go from Super Saiyan base form to Super Saiyan 4. And that transformation does look pretty peak right there. That does look pretty peak. This is one of his skills right here, that he has a pushback, and then he has this barrier wall that he can also use to push people back. So a lot of zone control from this Vegeta for sure. There he has a little vortex kind of skill. And then his ultimate, the big priority here, is that it does push people back as well. So a lot of space control coming out of this Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Looking very good right there. So let's go ahead and take a look here. He is going to be a tank. The concept with him is that he's a stalwart hero who bolsters defense while blocking enemy attacks, drive back foes with final shot attack, and protect your team. Honestly, the play might not even be to protect your team, but just to push the enemy team into your team. But we will see how that plays out. Like, if your team is ahead, I think you could definitely do that. But if your team is behind, then you can definitely, like, if Zeno is on tower, you can make a very strong and defended push with this guy, making it very hard for the enemy team to retaliate. As you saw there with the Super Saiyan 3, he was able to go ahead and deny him a lot of damage by just blocking his beam. His passive is Solitary Guardian. This applies strike defense up to himself when forcibly moving an enemy hero with his skill. Barrier wall excluded. That will be the big wall that we obviously saw deflect the Super Saiyan 3's Kamehameha. And as you can see right there, that is the strike defense up. So he does have a passive higher strike defense than he does blast defense because of that. His rush attack is a physical attack that becomes powered up with increased damage for a safe period of time when he forcibly moves an enemy hero with his skill. Again, barrier wall excluded. We can go ahead and see that in effect right here. He pulls them in and he gets that rush attack. He does also seem to apply a debuff there. So we'll see how that is. Maybe that is from his skill 1. When he transforms, his Solitary Guardian effect, which is once again the strike defense. That means he gets more strike defense once he transforms. And he also does get an all attack and HP up. Pretty standard transformation. It is going to be a level 7 transformation. Skill 1 is just a simple blast jump. It is a slight vortex. He leaps at a set position, striking down with his fist, and if this attack hits, it will pull in enemies. Not the craziest, but you can definitely combo that with his other skill that we saw, where he was able to, this right here, where he's able to push people back. So you can do skill 1 into skill 2, and that'll stagger them if you hit it into a wall, doing extra damage as well. So you definitely want to be playing walls with this guy, and that'll be a very big leverage for you. But skill 1 into skill 2 is definitely his primary damage combo, and that will also allow him to get extra damage on his rush attack, as well as the extra defense that he'll get from his passive. So both very strong abilities there that you have to try to synergize, otherwise you won't get a lot of value with it. We'll have to test it, but you can probably also push people into just the barrier that's on the top half here. So maybe if they're trying to secure Kai, you can use skill 2 to push them into the wall and stun them against the wall, get that extra damage and the value. And while they're staggered, you can get the extra damage from your rush attack. So maybe that's something you can do. Looking forward to definitely trying that out once we do get to it. But this, I would say, is definitely his main gimmick here. And that is the skill 3, which is the barrier wall. He creates a barrier in front of him and that drives back enemies. You can move and redirect it while the barrier is active and block energy wave attacks, excluding AoEs. You will gain the unstoppable effect and extra HP. Unstoppable meaning that he can't be CC'd out of this, and extra HP meaning that he just has extra HP. You get more HP the higher your maximum HP is, which is a good thing. This scales off your max HP rather than your current HP, so you'll always get a consistent amount of HP out of this skill. And the attack ends when the command is re-entered while attacking or the extra HP runs out. So that is how you can counter this, is by trying to burn through him with physical attack. So now it's kind of more important to know whether you have a physical attack or a beam-based attack to try and counter this move. Ending it by re-entering the command will shorten the skill's cooldown relative to how long the skill was active. But as you can see, it blocks the energy beam attack very freely there, and it does last a good chunk of time. And he can also push people back with this, as you see right here, pushing the Goku into the wall. You can also pair that with his skill 2, where you push people with your skill 3, and then once your skill 3 goes away, you push them in with skill 2, pushing them into the wall, getting the stun, and then you can use your skill 1 to pull them in to get that extra duration on your rush attack and other things like that. And the last thing to look at here is obviously his final shine attack. He fires an energy wave in a certain direction, driving enemies back. This can use both for appealing and also trying to disposition the enemy team. You can redirect this attack and you can re-enter the command to cancel it, which I don't think you would ever really want to do. But there is definitely situations where maybe you want to cancel this, put your barrier up to protect your team. So maybe there's that, but you will not get a shortened cooldown based on this. But this is what that'll look like. A very, very strong beam. It's basically like a 3Q level 3, but as an ultimate. But that is the ancestral kit of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. As of right now, I think he looks like he's going to be probably the best protective tank in the entire game. Because while he doesn't have a mechanic like Provoke or Pressure that Cooler and Caulifla do, he can literally just put up that wall and push you off his team, making it easier for his team to fight back. Or he can push you into a wall and stun you if you're trying to dive his team. Or he can ult to push you off of his team. He makes it very hard to stick to somebody. And then on that same note, he can also flank you and push you into his team, making it very hard for you to get away depending on how the map is broken. So a lot of different values that can definitely come out of the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I think he's going to be very, very strong. But we will have to see how his numbers shape up, because the main thing is that he doesn't get a lot of extra HP or defense outside of his strike defense from his passive or the skill 3. So the cooldowns can definitely determine how strong he's going to be, because if he has long cooldowns, it's going to be very hard for him to stay alive. But if he has short cooldowns, especially on that skill 3, he's going to see a lot of value. Let me know how strong you guys think he's going to be in the comment section below. With that being said, Zebo Eyes, and I'll see you in Season 2.